Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how I prepare my car for storage. So first things first, I gave it a wash yesterday before driving here. It's about a 20-minute drive, so obviously there's no opportunity for the car to get dirty, but I do have a microfiber here which I'll just give it a quick wipe down before I fit the cover. No tyre shine, because I don't want tyre shine on the car cover, and also it flicks up into the mud flaps and stuff like that. It's just messy. I've also disconnected the negative terminal on the battery. So I mean, the battery will go flat because it's going to be here for a while. So it's up to you whether you want to disconnect the battery, but I've got a battery charger which I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, the recommendation is normally to disconnect the negative. The consequence with the Magna is that it will need to learn how to idle, and it'll need to learn your shift patterns. Your driving style, to then determine the shift patterns, and that is a pain once you start driving the car again after an extended period of time, sitting in storage or whatever the case may be. So that is one frustrating consequence, is the transmission having to relearn. And I've just kept the bonnet open and the boot open. Obviously have the aircon on, so the cabin's fine, just to cool things down before I fit the cover. And if your car leaks oil, as mine does, it is a Mitsubishi after all, I have put some newspapers down beneath the motor so I don't mess up the concrete. Alright. In terms of the tyres, so this car's been in storage for since October, for most of the time since October, so I have driven it a couple of times when it was stored in my carport at home. So I do have a carport which I guess technically is undercover, but I was just finding it hard to keep the car clean, even under a carport. I didn't have a cover at that time, and I was having to wash it every week or so anyway, just because of the dust. And then there was cobwebs in the mirrors, and I just thought, no, I've got to find a garage. So, and I haven't had any problems with flap spots on the tyres and things like that, but what I've done is I've got this tyre inflator and deflator, battery powered, and I've just put 40 psi in all of the tyres. And the beauty of this is that you can then, once you take the car out of storage, you can deflate them to your desired psi. So that's quite neat. So we've got 40 psi in the tyres. I've already talked about the battery disconnect, so that's just with a 10mm socket. When I picked up, well, not when I picked up, but when the Verada was here, so my daily driver was here, so I'm swapping cars, and I thought perhaps I might need a battery charger just in case, because it was there for 2 weeks, but it started no problem. So but definitely when I come to pick up the Magna, I will need the battery charger. So, and then the other thing too is making sure that you remove everything, such as your garage remote and anything you may need in the center console. So yeah, I've cleared out the car and the boot, so it's all clear. So the last thing to do is just give it a wipe down with the microfiber, and then I'll just fit this car cover. Alright, so I think I've talked about everything I do to prepare the car. I mean, there's not many things you need to do. I think the Magna overall stores pretty well, just with the exception of the battery. The battery, I mean, you know, it runs down pretty quick, which is a bit of a shame. So you do need a charger. And the transmission, I mean, that's basically the biggest inconvenience, is just the transmission. Having to basically, it just resets everything, so it's got to relearn how to idle and how to shift and all that business. So that's a bit of a frustration. But apart from that, the car stores really well. Alright, I'll now close everything up and put the cover on. Alright, so she's all covered up, tucked in, safe and sound until my next holiday. Just folded the mirrors in, and just so that I can get maximum coverage right down to the bottom of the doors and the panels. And if you are looking to get a car cover for the Magna, I suggest the extra large. So the extra large is like to cover a car up to 5.3 meters long or something. I can't remember what it says on the box, but The Magna's about just over 4.8 metres long, a little over 1.4 metres high. So it's not considered a large car by today's standards, and even back then I think it was medium to large, but yeah, even this cover here, extra large, kind of struggles at the back, but I managed to get there, so that was good. Really enjoyed driving it over the Christmas break. Yeah, when you go from a 4-cylinder to the beautiful 6G74 V6 we have here, I'm really going to miss the drivability, the smoothness and the character of having that motor under my right foot. So anyway, it's better to have it here protected than on the motorway getting all chipped up and whatnot. So I'll leave it there. Any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll get back to you. And as always, thanks for watching. Cheers.